All right, on your back, yours between the knees. And take a few breaths. Just let yourself relax into the ground. Let go of the day. And then bringing that awareness to the breath. So keeping the front of the rib cage still. And as you inhale, get that rib cage to go sideways. And then exhale, draw it all in. So as you go sideways, you're thinking about the bottom ribs going down to the ground a little bit. And it really becomes a 360 motion, but there's a de-emphasis of the front of the ribs moving. And then with the next exhale, begin to lift the pelvic floor gently, do that gentle draw up and in from the pubic bone to the navel, and then start to feel the ribs drop down from the top. Inhale, allow the rib cage to expand. Exhale, zip up, drop down. Again, get in your different layers of the abdominals to subtly engage. You may take a few breaths to figure it out, and that's fine. If you want a little help on the exhale, you can also squeeze into the ball, squeeze into George. And that will help you fire that pelvic floor, which will help fire that transverse. One more. And then with your next exhale, give that gentle imprint, squeeze in on George, and then using the glutes to slowly articulate the spine up into a nice long spine. Inhale at the top, and then exhale, slowly articulate down. So think about going straight down your spine. You may have some wobbles, just noticing that. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, engage, zip, roll yourself up. Keep pressure in on George, and on the next exhale, slowly release down. So think about pulling your hips away from the ribs, creating that internal traction. So we have two more. And we have one more. And then arms up to the ceiling. So start with the shoulder blades sunk into the ground and just become aware of the breath again. So feel, inhale, rib cage. Exhale, draw in the rib cage. And notice as you inhale, the shoulder blades kind of go out all by themselves. You don't have to do too much for that small range of motion. And as you exhale, they draw in by themselves. Again, it's part of that expansion contraction of the rib cage. So now just add just a little bit more movement on, just enough that you feel the difference and you feel like you're having to actually do a little work as opposed to letting the breath do the work. Again, this is going to be small. It's going to be controlled. One more. And then toning balls in hand. I need to slide down a moment. Okay, there we go. All right, so from here, on exhale, the right arm goes overhead, the left arm down by your hip. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, nice and controlled on the release. And then a little bit quicker back up. So it's slow on the way down is where you get strength. It's where you get the control awareness. So notice as you go arms split into scissors that the ribs tend to want to do a little bit of a shear. So again, controlling that with the obliques, they can do a little bit of movement as long as it's in control. But noticing the effect of one arm down, one arm up. Last time here. And then arms up toward the ceiling again, shoulder blades are relaxed, neck stays relaxed. Slowly, arms overhead, and then exhale to the ceiling. Inhale, slowly, arms overhead. Feel the ribcage expand, the shoulders move a little bit, spine may even lift a little bit, and that's okay right now. So feel the ribs even go up a little. And again, that's with control, so the abdominals are really checked in. One more. All right, so from here, shoulder blades down, arms still toward the ceiling. Inhale, just give me that head nod. Exhale, release. Inhale, just a gentle extension through the back of the neck. Chin drops toward the chest just a little. Keep squeezing in on George just a little bit. And then with the next exhale, feel yourself draw up and in. You stay in neutral. Inhale, let that go. Give me a little head nod. Exhale, engage through the core. So again, feeling the different layers of your abdominals wrapping. All right, adding on. So inhale, head nod, exhale, engage the core, slowly curl up using those abdominals. As you inhale, arms go overhead as far as you're comfortable, and then exhale, slowly release everything down. Yes, those arms stayed overhead. Arms to the ceiling. Inhale, head nod, exhale, engage first, and then slide the ribs to the hips. As you inhale, keep the torso up, the arms go overhead, and then slowly release yourself all the way down. Inhale to the ceiling, head nod, exhale. Engage, squeeze George, curl up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, let's do one more like this. Exhale, core zip. Again, take your time to do that setup so that everything is prepared. And then slowly release those arms down by your side. Drop George, so he's under the feet now. And check in for a few breaths. Again, notice a change in position and really focus on keeping those knees together. So hands can be on top of the Tony balls. And as you exhale, slowly slide those legs out straight, straight-ish. Inhale, slowly pull back to center. Exhale, slowly slide the legs out straight. Inhale, pull back to center. A couple more times. So just checking in, seeing how you feel. If you deviate more to one side or the other, that means you have an asymmetry somewhere. And again, just being aware of it and seeing if you can then get it to slide along the center line. All right, coming into hip release. So starting with that same press out, and then keeping the knees and heels together, rotate the knees out. Now the knees get to come apart, and then back to center. So core stays engaged. You're nice and engaged and going in, and then pull back up. There you go. One more like this. And then reverse it. So the knees go out to diamond, and then slide straight. Out. Slide straight. So again, noticing if you're staying in the same spot on the ball, or it feels like the ball is moving. Again, that's indicative of an imbalance somewhere. And that's part of what we're trying to be aware of. All right, last one. And then back to center. George can go off to the side for a moment. Arms to your sides. All right, so staying in neutral. On exhale, right leg to tabletop. On the next exhale, left leg to tabletop. All right, from here, toe tap. So as you exhale, engage the core first, and then foot tap down. Inhale up. Exhale, core engages, foot tap. So really paying attention that the low back is staying long, ribs are staying down, and you really feel that connection from the top and from the bottom. And notice the low back. Any discomfort in the low back, make your movement smaller. Again, knee stays quiet. All the movement happens at the inner hip. So be mindful what's happening at the hip. If you feel like you're closing that ankle down, just check in. And again, we're working on that body awareness. One more time. All right, back up. All right, now the leg is to go sideways. So as you exhale, left obliques kick in, that right leg drops out to the side. Inhale, back to center. Alternating sides, a little bit more challenge today. We normally do the same side. So we're working on that control as you shift to the other side. Part of the key here is also that non-moving leg stays up to the ceiling. Pelvis stays still. How do you transition to the other side? And again, noticing if there's a shift. This movement, there shouldn't be too much of one. We got one more set. So really focus on lower triangle with lower abs areas. All one muscle, but that's where we feel it more. And then knees into your chest. And then please flip over onto your abs. Tony balls can be close to your hand. Let's do George underneath the breastbone. All right, core is engaged. Take a few breaths here and just feel yourself relaxing over George. Think long spine. Feel the rib cage move. And then with your next inhale, slowly begin to extend the spine, lift the chest, push George forward. Excuse me, watch the back of the neck, slowly exhale and bring yourself down. So again, movement comes from that mid-back and up. So getting that gentle push forward. You can pull back a little bit with the arms. That's going to engage your lats gently, and that will stabilize your low back and pelvis. Feet are staying nice and solid on the ground. So again, think about that abdominal engagement. Think about lifting the pelvic forward. Think about that triangle. You have the front triangle or back triangle that's being engaged. And control through those obliques. One more, this time up and hold. Toning balls in hand if you would like. Arms out to your side, thumbs up toward the ceiling. Coming into T's. So again, core stays engaged, spine stays still. Slowly lift the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and the neck stays relaxed. Lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, relax. So if you need to, you feel it going into your neck, feel free to bob head. You can drop your head down if you need to. And again, you can also support it on a block. So if you're on the work across the upper back, across the back of the shoulders, working on posture, keep pushing George forward so you're staying active through your spinal extenders. One more. And then bend your elbows so you're coming into W's, thumbs are still toward the ceiling. Exhale, reach those arms forward. Inhale back. Again, the neck stays relaxed. Feeling the work in the lower 2/3 of that shoulder blade, on the back of the shoulder blade. Your lats are going to kick in a little bit here. But again, the neck, not so much. It will do some work, but not the majority. So notice where you feel the work. And if you feel like this is getting easy, try to lift those arms up a little bit higher, keeping those forearms parallel to the ground. We got a couple more. And then release down. Check out. And George, go ahead and bring George out. Check in, see how you feel. All right, doing a little bit of leg extension work, hip extension. So from here, core is going to engage, low back stays long, pelvis is going to stay relatively still. And on the next exhale, you're slowly going to extend the right leg just an inch or two off the ground. Think about length versus height. And then inhale, release. Exhale, left leg goes off the ground. Inhale and release. Continue alternating sides. And again, notice as you shift toward the other side, what's your transition like? Do you have a lot of movement in the pelvis? And again, there may be some, but we're trying to minimize that by core control. Notice how the obliques kick in. Check in, see how that low back feels. One more time right, one more time left. And then again, check in here. All right, so staying here, keep that core engaged, keep it going down, belly buttons up. On the next exhale, I want you to lift that right leg off the ground, and then you're gonna bend your knee, press that heel in twice, and then slowly extend it back out, but keep that knee up if you're able. Exhale, bend, bend. Inhale, straight. Exhale, bend, bend. Inhale, straight. Continue a couple more times, working the hamstring. So you're thinking about pulling that knee in from that mid-hamstring up. Got two more. Last one. And release. Check in and notice, see how you feel. Reconnect with that core. All right, left leg extends up, keeping it there. Exhale, bend that left knee, press, press, and then slowly back out. And again, as you're bringing that knee in, notice what happens to the pelvis. Try to keep it still. If there's any shifting, that's your stopping point. You're already going to stretch through the quads. They also affect the pelvis. So if you notice too much shifting, A, check in with the core. B, make your range of motion smaller. And you might even go slower so you have more time to activate your stabilizers. Let's do two more again. Again, check in with the low back, make sure you're good. And then release down. And then please sit back into shell.
actively engaging the abdominals around the low back. And again, you're going for equal curvature through your whole spine. Feel free to rock your hips side to side if you'd like. And then slowly up to all fours. All right, we've been working with our all fours plank, if you want to call it, so tucking your toes under. Elbows are going to point back, long spine, core engaged. All right, so from here, exhale, slowly lift the knees up. Stay here for inhale. Stay here for exhale. Think about lengthen your spine. Think about what you're feeling, and then slowly release down. So try to keep those hips over the knees for starters. We're going to play with it a little bit of fun now. Yeah, fun in my way. Exhale, core, shoulders, elbows. Now slowly exhale, lift the right knee, or sorry, lift the right foot. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift the left foot. My knee's not going to let me do that. Continue alternating one foot lifting, and then the other foot lifting. One more set. And then slowly release, and back into child's pose shell. Actively engage. Don't worry, we got one more set. All right, bring yourself back up. We were working on this one, I believe, last time. So elbows still point back, core engaged. Exhale, zip the core, lift those knees up, and then you're slowly going to push yourself forward, and then you're going to pull yourself back. So try to keep those knees still in space as you do this. And again, if you feel this in the wrist, it's really about that core engagement. So think about what you're feeling here. Spine stays still. You're just shifting forward and back. So your range of motion may be smaller, that's fine. Last one, and release. Back into shell. Again, going for that equal curve through the whole spine. And then slowly, please come all the way up. Around your Tony balls and around onto your back. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to go into the 100. So I'm going to let you decide how you want to do this today. Give you a couple options. So you can do it from neutral. Palms will be up if you're holding the 20 balls and you're pulsing. You can do it from tabletop, same thing. Or you can stay here for inhales. On the exhales, you go long. So what works for you today? All right, so inhale, head nod. Exhale, go ahead and curl yourself up. And again, you can drop down anytime you need to. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Scoop those abdominals. Feel that connection more strongly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, feel about opening up the chest. Exhale, feel that core connection even more strongly. Inhale, expand the rib cage. Exhale, abs do the work, the neck doesn't. We believe that's halfway. Again, all this pulsing comes from the shoulders. There's no torso pulse. We're generating heat. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Last set. It's going to be close to 100 if it's not. And then inhale, stay. Exhale, slow, slow, slow. Release yourself down. And then over onto your side. Toning ball in the top hand. You can do George between the knees if you would like. Bottom rib stays lifted, top hip reaching long, top arm goes out to the ceiling. So gentle pressure in on the ball. Inhale, up. Exhale, slowly twist back. Inhale, exhale, bring yourself all the way back. 3 more just like this. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist. So think about those obliques doing the control here. Exhale, use those obliques to pull yourself back around. Try to keep that bottom leg pressed into the ground, top leg pressed into the bottom. And back around. All right, elbow into your side, little rotator cuff stabilization, shoulder blade back. You're slowly going to rotate that top hand up and then back down. So elbow stays in at your side the whole time. Shoulder stays in place, shoulder blade stays still.
2 more, relatively simple. Feeling on the back of the shoulder blade, and then take that arm out straight in front of you, start what we just did. So as you exhale up to almost the ceiling, keep it slightly in front of that perpendicular, sorry, and then slow on the release down. Exhale up, and then slow on the way down. So as you're coming down, think about that shoulder blade stays back. Think about the control on the back of the shoulder blade. You're working those rotator cuff muscles, infraspinatus, teres minor. Try to keep that rib cage still. Last one here. And then release. All right, flipping to the other side. Bottom rib stays lifted. Long spine. All right, starting off with the twist. So inhale the top arm to the ceiling. Exhale, squeeze the knees into George. Whoa. And slowly twist back. Inhale, stay. Exhale, pull yourself back around. Inhale, up. Exhale, slowly twist. Inhale, stay. Exhale, come back around. 2 more. Take your time. And again, notice the obliques controlling that twist back and then doing the work to bring you back around. So again, this is about mindfulness here. It feels good. It's not terribly hard, but there's a lot you can do to get the most out of it. All right, and then going into rotator cuff. So elbow stays in at your side, slowly rotating that top arm, knuckles toward the ceiling, and then back down. Up, and then slower on the way down. Up. Again, bottom rib stays lifted. Check in with your alignment. Back of the neck stays long. One more. All right, and then that arm goes straight out in front of you, shoulder blade back, slowly up toward the ceiling, keep it slightly in front of the torso, and then slower on the way down. Exhale up. Keep tension on the back of the shoulder blade. That's what it's all about. So as you're coming in, think about that shoulder blade really stays set as the arm lowers. So that is where the work happens. The shoulder blade fixed on that rib cage. Again, a little bit of focus on eccentrics here, control against gravity. This is how you get stronger faster. One more. And then release. Roll over onto your back again, please. I need both Tony balls, so I'm sitting up. All right, Tony balls in hand. George can go off to the side or onto the floor in my case. All right, legs to tabletops. Coming into single leg stretch. Arms toward the ceiling. Inhale, head nod. Exhale, curl up. So as you exhale, slowly take the right leg out. Inhale, pull it in. So again, you can drop the head down if you need to. If you want a little bit more challenge, you can take an arm overhead. And again, how far over? How far can you go and maintain control? You can also take both arms overhead. Trying to talk and do that. Not working today. So you do, again, what's appropriate for you. So it's all about this connection through those abdominals. So really think about what you're feeling here. Take your time, nice and slow. Use muscle versus momentum. Focus on that draw up, pubic bone to navel, and then the drop down, or ribs down to hips. And again, that's all the layers of those obliques really getting activated. All right, one more set. And then release down. Legs to the ceiling. So coming into scissors. So again, your choice. We're going to keep the torso down this time, a little bit different ab work. So really think about that core connection. Draw down, zip up. So from here, exhale. Right leg goes down. You got 2 presses. Inhale, back up. So the left arm, the left leg, the non-working leg does bring in just a little bit. So more of a challenge, the arms again start to go overhead as long as the low back stays still. And again, you may have that little bit of space beneath that low back. I want you to keep that. That is the key. If you're feeling your low back feels like it wants to lift, then you decrease your range of motion on the legs. You can also decrease the range of motion on the arms. So taking your time to really feel that connection. So now you got a long lever as opposed to a shorter lever. And you're working on those hamstrings a little bit. All right, one more time. And then in and release to center. Check in, see how you feel. All right, then coming into double leg stretch. So we are going to be curled up for this one. So set yourself, curl up using those abdominals. Hands go by your knees, turning balls of choice. As you exhale, arms reach overhead, taking off that top hat, and then slowly circle the arms back around the knees as they come in. Knees stay together, so really think about that zip up. So depending on how you're built, the knees may separate. You may have the ankles together as opposed to the knees. Again, what's the range of motion on your arms? What can you do and maintain control? It's all about the control through that cord. Again, if you need to do just the arms or just the legs, you are always welcome to. Nice. One more. And then release, knees into chest. All right. And then rolling yourself up, just sitting. Legs out relatively straight. They can be hip distance apart. Knees can be slightly bent, so you can start with that nice straight spine. No toys right now. Arms reach forward. Think about the neck being relaxed. All right, so again, think about that draw up and in. Get that pelvic floor to lift gently. Get that zip up. Get the drop down. Keeping the spine long the whole time. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, feel the engagement, and then slowly pull the pubic bone up. So eye line stays forward. You're getting that low back to round. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, C curve, bring yourself forward. And then inhale and stack up. The long spine. Exhale, engage, and then your movement begins. You may even feel your glutes extending just a little bit, engaging to extend. Inhale, exhale, forward. Inhale up. So what's happening with your arms? So what happens if we change the arm position? So hold on to the wrist. As you exhale, slowly engage. Roll back. And then forward. And then up. So how does that feel different? So different emphasis on what's happening through the shoulder blades, so not having to work as much because your arms are different. All right, so now what happens if the arms go up? Again, shoulder blade relaxes. Start up with that tall spine, zip, and then slowly roll yourself back. Inhale, stay. Exhale, reach forward. And then inhale up. So the challenge with the arms in this position is that they stay this position through the whole motion. So whatever relationship you have with the shoulders to the ears, that is your constant. And then back up. All right, two more, whatever level you choose. Last one. Exhale up and over. Shake it out. All right, toning balls in hand again. So arms are going to reach forward. So we're going to do a obliques roll back. We're going to do it normally 2 times, and then we'll have a little bit of fun. So take an inhale. As you exhale, start that roll back. You're going to pull one elbow back. The other arm reaches forward. Look at the back elbow. Inhale, back up center, straight spine. Exhale, core engages, rotate. Inhale up. Again, check in with the low back. Think about that breastbone just floats backwards and down some. And up. Core engages. You may feel a little bit of a weight shift in your hips, and that's fine. All right, both toning balls go in one hand. The one that's pulling back. Ooh. And then up. Switch hands. Switch hands. So you're feeling your obliques work a little bit more now that we're asymmetrical. And again, really challenge the core to stay stable, to stay mostly weight centered on the pelvis. And then you're rolling straight back. 2 more sets. We got this.
Whoops, I caught the pocket. And then back to center. And release down, knees into chest. And then Tony balls go under your heels. Make sure those feet are hip distance apart. And again, check in. So we just create a little bit of instability through the core because of the balls. So inhale here, exhale, core stays engaged. Keep it in that neutral position. Use your glutes to lift straight up. So this is a shoulder bridge. Inhale, exhale, just halfway down. Inhale, pull back up. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, pull back up. One more time, halfway down. Pull back up, and then release all the way down. Okay, reposition the feet if you need, whatever you learned from that one. One more time like that. So inhale, long spine. Exhale, core engages, stay in neutral. Lift straight up. Inhale, release halfway down. Exhale, pull up. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, up. Again, those glutes are firing to do the work here. And then slowly release down. So your tailbone is the first thing to hit. All right, slight change this time. So as you exhale, lift it up. You know what's coming. Slowly roll the balls away a little bit. Pull the balls in. Roll the balls away. Pull in. One more. And then you have 3 lowers and lifts of the hips, halfway up, halfway down, and then up. Halfway down, then up. Halfway down, then up, and then slowly release all the way back down. We got one more set like that, so reposition the balls if you need to. Stay in that neutral, wrap, exhale, lift. So push the feet in and out. That wasn't a very good placement on my balls. There we go. So 3 times, give those hamstrings to start talking to you a little bit more, and then hold them in and release halfway down and up. Down, up. Last time, and release. Go ahead and bring knees into the chest. We are not done yet. With this, we're just going to give those hamstrings a little bit break. Heels to the ceiling if you want to stretch them out. All right, and then feet go back on the ball. And do your practice lift up just to make sure that those feet are on the balls where you want them, and then release down. All right, so we're coming into traditional shoulder bridge here. So we're going to be lifting one leg up. So again, check in, core engages, feel that connection, come up. All right, long through the back of the neck. So keeping the pelvis still, the right leg comes up to tabletop and then extends long. So you got 3 up, only go down to knee height on the other leg. And again, think about that stability. I know this feels way different for me than what it normally does. Bring that foot down and release. Check in, make sure you're set, and then slowly up. Core engages, left leg to the tabletop, and then up, and then you have 3, 2, last 1, and then bring it down. All right, check in, adjust the position of the feet or the balls if you need to. We got one more set. Up, right leg, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last time, bring it down. If you need to take a break, feel free to. If you can stay up, do so. 3, 2, last one. And then down and down. Release, draw those knees in. Check in, see how you feel. And then let's do a little back extension work. So flip yourself on over. Don't worry, side legs is coming. I know you're looking forward to it. All right, Tony balls under your hands. Feet go about mat width apart. Knees and toes turn out. Engage through the core, engage through the glutes, long through the back of the neck. All right, so from here, start with just the shoulder blades. So as you inhale, shrug your shoulders toward your ears. Exhale, pull down. So your hands are rolling on the ball to help make that happen. So a little bit of a push down on the ball. All right, so on the next exhale, start to engage the core. Pull the shoulder blades down, press down, and then start to lift up. So you're lifting just to the base of the rib cage, and then slowly release yourself down. So you're thinking about the low back here. Core is stable, so you have no discomfort in the low back. This is a variation on swan dive. Using the balls, we can really press down and get the lats to engage to help stabilize. And again, that turn out of the legs, engaging the glutes, also helps stabilize the pelvis and the low back. All right, if you've got it, you can stay here. If you want to go a little bit higher, once you reach that spot, on inhale, lift to the pubic bone. So you're locked in that spine position, and then you're just lifting, and then all the way down. Again, inhale, start with the exhale, core engages, lock it in. All right, so this time, if you want, again, that challenge, just drop down to the ribs, and then bring yourself back up. So think about the core. So you're nice and strong through the core. No discomfort in the low back. Breastbone still pushing forward. You're just staying on that high end range. One more time. And then slowly release down. And then back into shell. All right, equal curve through that low back. Feel free to rock side to side if you need. And then please come around onto your side, because it is indeed side leg series time. Woohoo! I know y'all been missing it. All right, we're just gonna do standard side leg series today. So bottom leg can be bent if you need stability, straight if you want challenge, somewhere in between. Top leg parallel to the ground. Core is engaged, bottom rib up, and reaching that leg long. So starting with side kick. So as you inhale, keep that leg parallel to the ground, bring it forward. As you exhale, point the foot and take it back. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, bring it back. So core stays engaged and long. You're really focusing on the bottom oblique staying checked in. And again, minimizing the body sway. You're feeling yourself sway, make it a little bit longer. Try to keep that knee straight the whole time. Again, that's part of that control element. So think about kneecap to hip. One more. And then bring that leg parallel in line with the rest of the body. So from here, knee rotates down just a smidge. Exhale, lift that leg toward the ceiling, and then slowly bring it down, tap the toe to the mat. Exhale up. Inhale down. So think about leading with that heel a little bit. And again, what's your range of motion you can do? Keep the pelvis still. And again, feel the breath help you with that abdominal connection. One more, up to the time. Hold it at the top. Small circles. Inhale for half, exhale for half, pause. Take your time with these. Try to relax your foot. Try to keep the knee rotated down slightly if you can. Again, that gets you into the glutes a little bit more. We got 5 more. We're doing a full set here today. 4, 3. Let's do one more because I think I'm off one. And then let's reverse direction on that circle. So again, pelvis stays still. You're moving the femur in that hip socket. Bottom rib stays lifted. It should be starting to talk to you now if it's not already. One more. And then release. Bottom leg goes out straight. Top hand is in front. Shoulder blade down. All right, coming into staggered legs. So inhale, the top leg lifts. Exhale, dip the bottom leg to it, and then slowly down. So the question becomes, how high can you lift that top leg? How high can you get the bottom leg to it? So get that inner thigh to work on that bottom. Make sure knees and ankles are touching instead of the big toes. So knees are staying pointed forward. Good. Think about pelvis being stable. Watch your knees. One more. All right, and both legs together. So exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. You're going to feel them slide a little bit on each other. So the top leg gets long, the bottom leg gets long. Again, think about that bottom rib staying lifted. Pelvis stays still. More challenge. Bring that top hand up. You can use it to help support that hip. 2 more. And then coming into lateral flexion. So exhale, core engages, the legs lift, the arms lift higher. You're pushing with that bottom hand or elbow. Slow on that release down. Up. And again, control. Take your time on that release. You want to add a little challenge. Hand goes on the toning ball, and then you roll back out. The toning ball's on that bottom hand. Up. And down. Take your time. Notice that stability in the body. Let's give us 2 more. And release. Whew. All right. Other side. Okay, toning ball close. Bottom leg bends as you need. Core engaged, bottom rib up. Top leg is parallel to the ground. Get the toning ball out of the way. All right, now starting with side kick. So from here, bend at the hip, kick that leg forward, press through on the heel, extend the leg back, keeping it straight. Press forward, and then pull back. Press forward, pull back. Last one here. And then that leg comes to in line with the rest of the body. Recheck that bottom rib. And then keeping that knee rotated down slightly. Exhale, lift through the heel, leading, and then slowly tap the toe down. Exhale, up. Again, pelvis stays still. You want to with that top hand, you push that hip away. Again, notice your stability, notice your strength. You got 2 more, so feel the work on the back side as opposed to the front, and then hold it at the top. All right, we got 10 circles each way, so it's inhale for half, exhale for half, and pause. And pause. Again, that pause is a reset. It lets the body learn. Keep that top shoulder relaxed. Keep the pelvis still. Really trying to turn the femur into the hip socket. 2 more. Watch the knee, point it forward, and then reversing direction. Two more. Take your time. And then release. Bottom leg goes out straight. Top leg or top hand is in front for stability. Coming into staggered legs. So exhale, lift the bottom leg. That was the wrong breath. So inhale, lift the top leg. Exhale, bottom leg, and lower. Inhale, top leg. Exhale, bottom leg. And then on the same exhale, they lower. Again, waist stays still. Pelvis stays still. Checking in with those bottom obliques. Hand can go to the hip. Yep. And make sure that pelvis stays still. It's easy to let your pelvis roll back, and then you start getting into hip flexors. Last one. And then staggered leg. Sorry, that was staggered legs. Both legs together. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Again, watch what's happening at the pelvis, at your shoulders, at the bottom rib. 1 more. And then release. Bottom arm goes out straight. Again, you can choose to use the toning ball after a couple. Find out what you're doing first. So top hand in front for stability. As you exhale, both legs and torso lift. Inhale and slow on that release down. Again, the ball is intended to help you have control on that slow on the way down. So feel yourself reaching out long. On our top rib and hip come together, and then you control that separation. Good. Again, only lift as high as you can maintain control. If it's too much, you can do just the legs, you can do just the upper body. You can make everything just smaller. Got two more. And then release onto your back. Let's do a figure four stretch. Get those hips to stretch out. And again, the figure four might be what you need. You might be the one where you draw across the body more, or you might need both. Take a moment to honor that. All right, switching sides. Again, which stretch do you need on this side? It could be different. It might even be a different order. All right, slowly bringing yourself up to sitting. You'll need your toning balls again. And you'll be George, depending on where he went. Okay, George goes behind your knees. We're going to do rolling like a ball here. And so George is intended to keep those heels in, so it throws off your balance. You're making yourself a little bit smaller. And then the arms reach out. So again, equal curve in the whole spine. Think about opening up the chest a little bit. Take an inhale, take an exhale. Think about core, think about pressing those knees together. When you're ready, inhale, roll back. Exhale, come back up and down. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, up and down. So that's too much for you, for those of you in the video. Feel free to take the ball away. It allows your legs to just live out a little bit farther, but again, the knees should be the same angle the whole time. Again, if you need to drop the balls, you're welcome to. All right, if you want a little bit more balanced challenge at the top, one arm goes out, one goes up. One arm goes out to the side, one goes up. Get a little twist through that torso, and then bring everything back to center as you roll back. Core engaged. Core engaged. Try to keep those knees together. And start to slide down onto the reformer part. Keep going. So really think about that core. Think about shoulder blades back. Long necks. You got one more, Denise. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. And then release. Yay! All right, toys off to the side. Oh, all the way down your back. Just stretch it out. Walk your feet a little bit, so let them shift the pelvis some. We're going to finish up with one more back extension. Sometimes it's nice just to stretch out your abs. All right, flip it over. So coming into full breaststroke. We're almost there. All right, so core is engaged. So have the legs parallel but relatively close together. Cover your nose, arms up, forearms parallel to the ground. So think about the core staying zipped. As you exhale, reach the arms forward. As you inhale, push the breastbone forward, hands circle around to the hips, back of the neck stays long. Exhale, releasing down to hover. Inhale, sweep around. Exhale, release down to hover. Inhale, sweep around. Take your time here. And again, slow on that release down. That's where your strength comes from the slow release. Last one. And then release. Oh, roll over onto your back again. Bring those knees to the chest. And go ahead and take yourself into a little twist. Take some nice long exhales. And then when you're ready, going to the other side. Feel free to alternate sides a few times, faster pace than me if you would like. And then when you're ready and when you're balanced, bring both feet down to the ground again. Check in. See what's changed from when you first laid down. And then finishing as we began with the hip roll. So as you exhale, slowly go through that engagement, that imprint, articulation of the spine. Inhale. Once you get to the top, feel the rib cage open, and then exhale, slowly release yourself all the way back down. So hopefully this feels different. Hopefully we did something to impact the mobilization of the spine, as well as its stability and strength. Couple more. And then slowly down. Go ahead and stretch your legs out. Take it a moment or two. Just check in and see how the body feels. Take a moment to allow the body to process what you've done. And to see how everything feels. Allow the breath to be effortless. Noticing the gentle rise and fall. And then slowly bring yourself up to sitting, whatever's comfortable. Elbows back, shoulders back. Take an inhale, open up the rib cage toward the ceiling. Head goes wherever's comfortable. And then when you're ready, on an exhale, round yourself forward and reach those arms forward. And then inhale, up to the ceiling. And exhale, round forward. One more time. And then give yourself a great big hand. Excellent job today. Yay! Thank you for playing.
Boom.